Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another wonderful episode of Help for the Guildless. My name, of course, is Antoine. Let's just jump into it, shall we? Apparently, over the weekend, there was a giant game of some sort, a sports thing, called the Super Bowl. If you haven't heard of this, you've been living under a rock, or particularly in another country, but even then they've heard of it. The New England Patriots went up against the Atlanta Falcons in Super Bowl 51. A relatively good game, mind you. And of course that's not all I'm going to be talking about in this episode. I'm not going to give you the play-by-play of the football. Needless to say, the New England Patriots won in the first ever overtime in Super Bowl history. That's right, 51 years of Super Bowl history. This is the first time the game has gone into overtime. That's actually quite impressive. Tom Brady, being hailed as GOAT, meaning greatest of all time, fought a hard comeback for the second half to win. Congratulations to him. Except, apparently, the Patriots winning is a call for white supremacy to reign supreme. I've done that take a couple times and I can't say it without laughing because of how ridiculously fucking stupid it is. You heard me correct. People on Twitter have started the hashtag not my Super Bowl champions, and have been complaining that the Patriots winning is paramount to white supremacy. You can't make this shit up. Why are they calling it white supremacy? Well, one, Donald Trump picked the New England Patriots to win before the Super Bowl happened. Why is that important? Well, Sean King, now, in a deleted tweet, when Atlanta was winning 28-3, said, "This is what happens when Trump picks your team to win." He quickly had to retract that because New England quickly scored 35 unanswered points to win the game. And then he proceeded to say that the New England Patriots winning is paramount to white supremacy. Sean, I'm as white as liquid paper King, talking about white supremacy. Now, I don't know how this happened. I don't know if hashtag not our Super Bowl champions was some sort of a joke and it got taken seriously and people started to really tweet about it, or if it was started specifically to be this ridiculous. But this is football. There is nothing political about football. Believe it or not, it's supposed to remind people of the gladiators of the past. 11 v 11, large, burly men, covered in armor, doing battle on a field, on the gridiron. That is why they're called gridiron gladiators, gridiron warriors. There's nothing political about it. And in that instance, I have to say congratulations to Lady Gaga. I never thought those words were going to come out of my mouth. Lady Gaga performed at halftime at the Super Bowl. As much as I'm a raucous fan of hers, I was not looking forward to it because of her stance against El Jefe, Trump. But, believe it or not, Ms. Gaga decided to not be political at all. As a matter of fact, the only thing she did that had anything to do with anything remotely political was she sang the national anthem. Part of it at least. And we got to hear her voice. Just her voice. Not accompanied by EDM style music or fat beats. The rest of her performance was hit after hit of hers, done to dance routines, and at the end she jumped off A stairway to catch a football. Bravo! Well done, Lady Gaga, you performed admirably. And the left has lost their shit. On top of the fact that many people suddenly are body-shaming Lady Gaga because she has a tummy, to shaming her to the fact that she didn't put any political aspects in her performance, like Beyoncé did the year before with her oh-so loving homage to the violent and terroristic Black Panther Party, going so far as to say that she dropped the ball because Beyoncé set the precedent the year before. It could be she just wanted to perform at the Super Bowl like she was paid to, and didn't want to add a political message because of how polarizing it has become. I say good for her. She's smart. And then we go to Audi. Commercial touting gender equality in pay and wage gap bullshit. Audi had it out with a person on Twitter, believe it or not, after they previewed their commercial. Person then asked Audi if they indeed did not pay women equal to the men in the company. Audi responded, saying, of course we pay them equal. We pay them what we believe that they earn and by how well they perform. And a person responded, so you're admitting that there is no wage gap? Thank you for proving my point. I'm not quoting directly. I failed to save the tweet. That was the picture in order to more demonstrate this by showing it on screen. But Audi being blown out in 140 characters is quite entertaining. And speaking of Twitter, Cole recently had a very interesting interaction with one Michael Rowlands. Michael Rowlands has a hard-on for Baring. For some reason he wants to run him into the ground, or have Senpai notice him, or fuck if I know, wants to suck on furry bear cock. The man has it out for the bear. Now, talking about Michael Rowlands' recent popular video of the differences in sex and how there's a possibility of being multiple genders, multiple biological genders, and Baring coming back saying, well, no, there are two, and then there are anomalies. Michael Rowlands said that Baring did not cite his sources. Baring countered with basically saying, I cited 6 separate sources, I put them in the description. Now, Cole came to defend Baring in a joking manner, saying, don't worry, citations are his kryptonite. He just wants the D. Now, he was basically talking to Baring, saying that Michael Rowlands not being able to cite his sources, since he doesn't, is his kryptonite, and it's very obvious that Michael Rowlands has a hard-on for the bear. Michael Rowlands misunderstood that tweet and thought Cole was praising him, so he was more than happy to join along in the trashing of Baring, saying, of course everyone wants my D, I'm a stud. Cole then responded, sorry, I was talking to Baring about you. Simple mistake. It's quite overtly obvious you want Baring's D. Now, what happened after that? Michael Rowland even liked, clicked the little heart symbol for the tweet before. What happened after that was rather interesting. Cole got a response, but he couldn't see it. You see, Michael Rowlands had responded to him, probably something snarky, or trying to be, I don't know, quippy, but blocked him. So it responded to him, didn't let him see his response, and then blocked him. Bravo, Michael. Bravo. You definitely get the last word on that one. I mean, blocking somebody on Twitter. And and then still talking about them. It doesn't do anything except show what a punk you are. But, aside, let's get back to talking about the Super Bowl quickly. The Super Bowl in itself is not political, and it should never be made political. It is a game. And believe it or not, that's the reason Colin Kaepernick is not going to be playing for the 49ers. You see, the individuals can be political. They can talk about politics in the locker room as much as they want. I happen to know that doesn't happen, because I've been in a football locker room. I used to play, it's not for that reason. And football locker rooms are filled with more testosterone than any place on earth. So yes, they are more than welcome to their political opinions, but they're supposed to do it privately, not as a representation of their team. You see, Colin Kaepernick took it upon himself, being San Francisco's first-string quarterback, to make a big deal about pay discrepancy between whites and blacks. Well, whites and blacks mainly. What he fails to realize is, aside from basketball, football has one of the most diverse rosters. And being a first-string quarterback means Colin Kaepernick gets paid more than his second-string counterpart. And both of them get paid more than the third-string quarterback. And the third-string quarterback gets paid more than the practice quarterback. Football in itself, you are paid on your merit, on your ability to perform. They don't care about politics on the field. They don't care about race baiting on the field. They don't care about gender equality on the field. They care about a 2-pound object getting from one goal to the other. And on top of that, you don't see many feminists and SJWs fighting for gender equality in the NFL. The only girls that are actually on the field happen to be cheerleaders. Do you know why? Because this is an instance that they would lose because of how insanely stupid it would sound. Having a girl playing football with professional players. And that is nothing to say anything about girls playing football. If you want to see some amazing action, go watch the Lingerie League. Yes, it's sexualized, big fucking deal. Watch the fucking game. These are a bunch of well-toned, hardcore, badass women who are wearing nothing but pads and bras and panties, playing full-on arena football. These women hit harder than they possibly should for less pay just because they enjoy the game. It's a sight to behold. But any one of them could tell you that they are nowhere near as talented, strong, fast, or agile as their male counterparts playing in the NFL. But that does not mean they are not athletes. Go watch them, honestly. It is some of the most impressive feats of skill and ability I have seen for people wearing as little as they do. But they don't make that political either. That's the point. I'm not saying football is a purist game. Of course not. What I'm saying is that if you take these political aspects that you are trying to make it and actually talk to the players on the field, the first thing you're going to get is laughed at. The second thing you're going to get is told, get the fuck out of here. They don't care about gender politics. They don't care about racial politics. They don't care about politics at all. So what? Donald Trump picked the New England Patriots to win. And somehow that's white supremacy because the small proportionate amount of white people on the Patriots beat the larger proportionate amount of people on the Falcons. Is that what it is? The Patriots represent white people and the Falcons because they come from Atlanta? I'm sorry, what's the vernacular? Hotlanta? Represent black people? Give me a fucking break. What do you expect the Patriots to do? What do you want them to do? You want to shame them into giving up their Super Bowl win? The bonus that they worked so fucking hard to get? Go talk to them. Go ask them. Go ask the defensive linemen to give up their Super Bowl rings to the Atlanta Falcons because the Falcons deserve it more because they fought harder. When you get your ass handed to you, I'm going to laugh. Making this stuff political is stupid. Forcing diversity is stupid. Forcing gender equality is stupid. I used the word force because forcing anyone to do anything is wrong. You really can't make this shit up, people. And that's all I really have to say. So, thank you for listening. This has been Help for the Guiltless. My name is Antoine. If you like what I do here, hit like, share this around, and subscribe. If you don't like what I have to say, let me know in the comments. I've already had one troll try and attack me. Why not more? You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow Cole on Twitch, Twitter, and Tumblr. He does promise that he will be streaming soon again. He's just had some issues with the move. Once again, I wish every single one of you a wonderful evening. Have a good night.